medius on yourself, you can find it attaches at the iliac crest, which is that kind of backbony bit of your pelvis, and then into the greater trochanter, which is the top of the thigh bone, that kind of bony bit that sticks out of the side of your hip. It attaches into its hip socket. And the reason we're going to focus on gluteus medius is because sometimes it can cause pain in your lumbar region, along the sacrum, and a little bit into maybe the top of the thigh. So in today's video, we're going to work on doing a little bit of strengthening, mobility, and stretching in order to help maybe alleviate or relieve some of that pain that may be caused from that. So you might also experience pain when you are slouching in your chair, walking, or lying onto your back. So it's one of these good ones to sort of get into and do a little bit of work around. So I hope you enjoy this practice. Grab your mat, that's all we'll need, and maybe a wall if you feel like you need that to support you for balance, and let's get started. Alright, so we're just going to begin in a standing position, so you can relax your arms, you can have them on your sides and your hips if that feels better, and then just begin to shift weight over into your left or right foot, whichever you prefer, and you'll start to lift or raise your right foot away from the ground, so just hovering. And then turn your toes so that they point a little bit more towards the left side. Reach the foot forward and make like a little half circle back. Turn the toes out towards the right side. Bring the heel in, and then the heel moves back and around and then forward. And it's almost as though you're creating just like a little figure of 8 with that leg. So just go really slow. Try to keep the torso nice and straight. Stable. We're also working into the standing leg, so if you need to take a small bend into that leg, go ahead and do so. You can also do this one near a wall, so have your hand on the wall on the side of the stabilizing leg. Just really slow circles, figures of 8 even. And then if you can, start to go in the opposite direction, so the heel moves back and out first, and then in and through, back and out, in and through. Nice. And then gently let that one go. If you feel like you need to shake the feet out a little bit, do so. Just releasing any tension on the other side. And I will do the other side. So just stabilizing through that right foot this time, tiny bend into the knee, really feel into that foundation through that foot, and then begin by pointing the toes slightly more towards the right, reaching and stretching the foot forward, coming out, pointing the toes towards the left, heel moves in and back, and forward. Just try to stabilize through the torso, the opposite leg. Really simple, slow, but very focused movements. And breathing as you go. Trying to keep the breath smooth. And natural. So you feel like you've done enough in that direction, starting to make them go in the opposite direction. Ooh. Good, and then gently releasing that one. Coming back to center, shake out the opposite leg a little bit if you need to, just releasing. Good, and then make your way to the top of the mat if you're not already there. Take a soft bend into the knees, spread the toes nice and wide. Allow the sort of sitting bones to drop down, feel weighted through that lower back space. Then take an in-breath, raise the arms up as you breathe in. Maybe gazing towards the thumbs, if that feels okay for your neck. And then exhale. Hold the body forward, take a deep bend in your knees, allow your chest to come forward and down. So if you have any pain in that lower back space, just really generous bend. Hang out here for a moment, allow the head to be heavy, the back of the neck to be long.
can maybe start to straighten out through the backs of the legs a little bit, or maybe bending one knee and then the other, just gently stretching the backs of the legs, hamstrings. And then we're going to step the right foot back, step the left foot back, so you end up in this kind of plank position. Reaching the crown of the head forward, sending the heels towards the wall behind. And then exhale, gently lower the knees. Sink the hips back towards the heels with the toes tucked, forehead towards the ground. Take a little breath here into that lower back space. So you really just feel sort of spacious and long through the spine, especially the lower back. And then inhale, come all the way forward and through back into this tabletop position and tucking the toes. Arranging yourself so that the knees are under the hips and the hands under the shoulders. And then we're just going to start a little bit of movements. So first starting with little small circles. And then you can make the circles get a little bit bigger, so we're working into that outer hip space. And you can go slow, or you could go a little bit faster if that feels good. Just being quite conscious about your movements. And then going in the opposite direction. And then gently coming back through to center, we're going to come up into a down dog. So tuck the toes under, get nice and rounded through the fingers, press the ground away through the hands and send the hips high. Keep that nice generous bend in your knees here. Maybe bending one knee and then the other. Stretching out through the backs of the legs. And then slowly walking the hands back to meet your feet. So you're at the end of your mat this time. Again, take that generous bend through the knees. Head drops down. Maybe a little sway from side to side. You could catch elbows if that feels good. And really bring that awareness into lower back space, into the glute. And then slowly starting to rise all the way up. Take your time with it. Allow the head to be the last thing to rise. Shoulders away from the ears and down and soften so you broaden out through the collarbones. And then we're going to come to a wall. So I'm going to face this wall. You just gently cross the arms and you can rest your forehead onto the front forearms. And then you can cross your left leg behind your right and slightly lean over into that left hip. Just notice how you feel it here. You could go deeper if you need to, leaning more. Never moving into pain though. And then gently release, uncrossing the foot. And taking it to the other side, and might even change the crossing of the arms just for balance. So just stretching here, maybe you can feel it into the top of the iliac crest, that bony back part of the pelvis. And then gently releasing, coming back through to center. Relax the arms. Coming back to the back of your mat. Take the arms up, take a nice big stretch, just lengthening. Sitting bones dropping down, weight down through the heels, reach through the arms. And then exhale, fold the body forward. Again, bending the knees, take your time as you come all the way back down to kneeling. Then we're going to come down into the belly, so take it nice and slow. Shift the weight forward, untuck the toes, lower down onto the tops of the thighs, then the hips, and onto the belly. And then cross the arms once again here, so right arm crosses under first, left arm on top. Press the forehead down and then slide your left knee forward so that you can take the ankle of your left leg on top of your right calf muscle. We're going to do a little strengthening work here. So from here, see if you can lift that left knee away from the ground and then lower. We're going to do 2 more. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. And then gently slide the left leg away. Take a little breath. Center. And then we'll do the other side, so gently crossing opposite hand on top. Slide your right knee forward so that you can cross the ankle of your right leg on top. Just notice one side will probably feel a little bit easier depending on if you use those muscles more. Right knee lifts away from the ground and lowers. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. And then gently slide that right knee away. Take a little moment, give your hips a little wiggle. And then slide the hands underneath your shoulders, press the ground away, sink all the way back into your child's pose. Knees can be wider if that feels more comfortable for your hips. And then gently starting to press the ground away to come up to seated. Okay, you might be sitting onto something or just sitting onto your floor or your chair. Get a nice sense of length through the spine. Taking one hand into the center of your chest and just taking a moment to give your body a little bit of gratitude for all that it does for you. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found it helpful or useful. Please feel free to like and subscribe. Drop me any comments. I'm happy to get in touch or answer any questions. Have a beautiful rest of your day, and I look forward to seeing you next time.